This is 8 News Now at 6:30.
You know, we've been talking about CES all week. The Consumer Electronics Show did not actually begin in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it actually started in New York City about 50 years ago. 8 News Now anchor Dave Cavassier has the story of someone who's been there since the beginning.
Paul and Christiane, we all know him affectionately as Dr. Frank. If you were watching Good Day this morning on Channel 8, you'd recognize him because he always does a segment on our news during CES on the latest trends. And he's been doing it for a long, long time. Here's some footage of me interviewing Dr. Frank on TV in 1986. Please, no comments. This was 30 years ago, okay? Anyway, Frank explained to us how the convention came to Las Vegas from Chicago.
They had the show in Chicago. Chicago was always cold. It was in January. It's terrible.
Sure.
And so it was probably about 10 degrees outside. And with a wind chill in Chicago, the wind off that lake was like -10.
Wow.
So nobody came. Everybody stayed in their hotel rooms. So he said to the board, hey, we got to do something about it. And he said, why don't we try Vegas?
Good move. By the way, yesterday CES honored Dr. Frank and 3 others who've been with CES since the start 50 years ago, and that is really an achievement. Now, early this morning, Dr. Frank brought some of his favorite gadgets from CES this year to the Channel 8 studios. He was with the Good Day team to show them off.
We've, of course, been talking about CES all week long. Today's the official opening day, celebrating its 50th anniversary.
And our resident tech expert, Dr. Frank, was honored last night. He's attended every single CES since it started in New York City back in 1967. Celebrating 50 years, Dr. Frank is just one of the many couple to do so.
Yeah, just a handful of people who were recognized. And after toasting to the celebration last night, Dr. Frank is starting, of course, his day with us here bright and early, and we love it when he joins us back in studio.
I love coming. You guys are great. We always have fun.
We
educate our viewers.
Fun.
We have a good time.
Yeah, but 50 years.
50 years.
Goodness.
Dr. Frank, tell us, how has it changed from 1967 to today?
Well, the big thing back then when we went to the show was color television. It was just breaking. And people were going, oh, wow, color TV?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And we take so much for granted.
Unbelievable.
There's so much technology in our lives, and it continues to change our lives, which is good. And I think the key here is that everybody has to realize that in every facet of life, whether it's medicine, whether it's in the studio here, we all deal with technology daily. And it's great.
It can be great.
It can, yeah.
I have my challenges with it, yes.
Like anything, you have to monitor it.
Yes.
Right, and you have to make sure that you manage it.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the key.
Now, we know everybody loves talking about the TVs and how they've changed over the years. And what's new and different this year? You want to show us something real big.
Samsung introduced, just actually the other day, they introduced a brand new product. It's called the Q8C.
Okay.
And they use a quantum dot technology. We have a video that basically shows the product. Now look at this picture and look at that product. See, we see it's kind of floating the way they showed it. Yeah, they had a press event. And the cool thing about this is that the way it manages the video and also the black levels, which is very cool. The other thing, too, is they've got a whole different type of management to put the TV either on the wall, or notice you see how it's actually up. So they've got different ways to mount the TV. So some people want a freestanding, and you put it kind of on a tripod.
Sure.
So it becomes a piece of art.
Oh,
isn't that great?
Yeah.
So picture quality is enhanced, the app's enhanced, smart TV, which is really cool.
All right, let's talk about this gizmo you got here. Everyone hates when your cell phone signal goes out. Is this going to help?
Oh, this is going to be great. Yeah, this is really cool. Now, what's interesting about this is SureCall came up with this technology. What's interesting, this is called the flare. Okay. Now, you'll notice that I have an outdoor antenna and I have one piece. Generally, there's 3 pieces. There's an outdoor antenna, an indoor antenna, and then the booster. Right? What these guys have done is they've taken the booster and they've taken, basically the booster and the indoor antenna and put it into one piece. So it's easier for people to install it. And everybody doesn't want cell phones to drop. What's really cool too, every carrier in the country, regardless of who you have service with, Secure Call and Flare will basically,
so you don't have to do this anymore in the air. And
well, it enhances put it this way, it enhances your signal by 20 times.
Oh, wow. That's considerable.
And it will handle easily 2,500 square feet. You can add additional indoor antennas if you need them, but the benefit here is no drop calls.
Thank you, Dr. Frank.
Always great to be with you guys.
We always love it when you come in.
Thanks.
So have a wonderful time at the 50th anniversary.
Oh, thanks so much.
Yeah,
pleasure being with you guys. We always have a good time.
Dr. Frank, smart guy, nice guy. And he was saying 50 years ago, the big thing at the convention was hi-fi, not Wi-Fi.
High fidelity.
Yeah, how about that?
That's funny.
Do you remember what it was 30 years ago?
I guess it was color TV was coming in really big,
Yeah. Yeah.
Or toothbrushes. That's what it was.
That's about
Beta's
right.
going to take
versus
the
the
world by
VHS.
storm.
Well, you two guys clearly have not lost your love for technology.
No,
Just love that stuff.
he is so good at that stuff, and he's able to tell you about it in a way that's so understandable, and he always knows just what to pick out that people really want to hear about.
Right. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
You bet.